Ban Killer Drones, a national network opposed to drone attacks, is calling for reparation payments of at least $3 million for each of the 10 members of the Afghan Ahmadi family who were killed on August 29, 2021 by a U.S. MQ-9 Reaper drone. The group says that thousands of others killed by U.S. drones deserve similar payments, which should be made under the oversight of Congress's Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission. The $3 million U.S. payments to the family of Giovanni Loporto, when he was killed by a U.S. drone in Pakistan in 2015, sets the minimum standard that the U.S. must meet in compensating families of civilians who are killed by U.S. drones, said Nick Modern of the Ban Killer Drones Network.
Our concern goes beyond the tragic deaths within the Ahmadi family to the many thousands of victims of U.S. drone attacks, said Brian Terrell, also a member of Ban Killer Drones Network. Most of the victims were not those targeted, and none of them were found guilty in any court. Justice demands that compensation be paid to all these families. These reparation payments obviously cannot bring back those precious lives, Moulton said, but they can communicate a respectful recognition by the U.S. military of the widespread, the devastating, unacceptable harm that is now being inflicted by U.S. drone attacks. These attacks are on individuals, on families, on entire communities. Communities that should also receive compensation.
Here's a complete list of Ban Killer Drones demands. 1. An official apology by President Biden as Commander-in-Chief of the United States military to the Ahmadi family for the deaths of their family members. 2. $3 million minimum for each of the 10 Ahmadi family members. 3. An immediate report from the Department of Defense on who in the chain of command was responsible for this drone attack on the Ahmadis. This includes the release of all communications and logs related to the attack from the White House, down to the operator who pressed the button to launch the attack, and a report on whether and what charges are to be brought against those responsible for the killings.
Number 4, that the Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission for the U.S. Congress investigate all U.S. drone attacks since 2001, pursuant to identifying all civilian and non-combatant victims. That's the first thing. Number 2, oversee the disbursement of reparations for their families. Number 3, receive petitions and claims of victims of U.S. drone attacks and take actions as required to satisfy these petitions and claims. Number 4, seek the appropriate sufficient funds to compensate families for non-combatant drone attack victims at the level of $3 million for each victim. And number 5, provide compensation to communities that have suffered U.S. drone attacks. The last demand is an immediate halt to all U.S. drone attacks and to end U.S. plans and taxpayer support for weaponizing drones of all types.
The Ban Killer Drones Network is comprised of concerned citizens in local and national peace and justice organizations, many of them in communities in which there are killer drone bases such as Syracuse. Together, we are organizing to achieve a United Nations conference to adopt and ratify an international treaty to ban weaponized drones, military and police drone surveillance. And for more information, you can go to the website bankillerdrones.org. Thank you.
The Ahmadi family, 3 adults and 7 children, were killed in Kabul, Afghanistan, by an MQ-9 Reaper robotic drone. We know that for over a decade, the 174th Attack Wing of the New York State National Guard, based at Hancock Air Force Base on the edge of Syracuse, trains MQ-9 Reaper drone pilots for aerial terrorism in Afghanistan. We, members of the Upstate Drone Action Coalition and Ban Killer Drones, come to Senator Schumer's office today to ask that you reveal to us if pilots trained or deployed by the 174th Attack Wing participated in the Ahmadi family massacre. We call for the immediate release and pardon of Daniel Hale, now serving nearly 4 years in federal prison. Mr. Hale's crime, informing the public of the U.S. Air Force's cover-up of its drone war crimes in Afghanistan. We demand the immediate cessation of the 174th's role in that drone campaign. We further demand an end to the U.S. drone assassination program at all other military bases here and abroad.
That concludes our press conference down here, and now we will be meeting with one of the representatives of Senator Schumer, and we'll be talking about these demands with her. Thank you.